Well, welcome to Real People, Real Voices with your host. I'm James Jackson.
And I'm Wayne Moore.
And you're going to be tremendously blessed on today as we move forward in our show. We're just happy to be able to come to you each week, come into your homes to talk about issues that affect each and every one of us in our city. And certainly the problems that we have in our city are not unique to the city of Indianapolis.
No,
Dr.
they're
Moore.
not. No, they're not. I think every city experiences some of our issues as well.
Yeah. And this show we hope to use as a tool to solve those problems.
That's right. And we plan to do that, and we're going to stick with that. When you and I first got together and talked about this, we wanted to be used as a tool, not to hurt the city, but to help the city, and I believe we're going to do that.
Right. And today we have a wonderful guest, Miss Tanya Bell.
Miss Black Expo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
President of Black Expo.
All right. We're going to see what she got to say.
And she's gonna come and share with you some specific dates about what's going to be taking place in Indianapolis. It all kicks off on July 7th through the 15th, Summer Celebration 2016. Ms. Tonya Bell is going to come and talk all about it. You know, every year, Dr. Moore, that it's been going on, it has just been a wonderful benefit for our city.
Well, I think it has, and to stand the test of time, 46 years of celebration in the city of Indianapolis, which what a lot of people have forgotten, started in the Afro-American church. Dr. Andrew J. Brown and several politicians got together and several clergy and saw that this was needed in our community. And so we've been experiencing it for 46 years. And we're going to find out how strong it is today and where it's going in the next few years. And hopefully we can be a catalyst to help them get some things done.
That's right. So we want you to stay tuned right here on WHMB Channel 40 as we move forward in talking about Summer Celebration 2016. Tanya Bell is going to tell you all about it when we come back. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices. I'm your host, James Jackson. Dr. Wayne Moore.
I host with Dr. Jackson, enjoying myself.
Yeah, we got wonderful guests here. Tanya Bell, she is the president of Indiana Black Expo, and she was appointed to the ISU Board of Trustees to serve a 4-year term, which expires June 30th, which expired June 30th,
yeah, I'm still on there.
You're still on there?
Yes.
So they still want you.
Yes, the governor.
All
so,
right,
yeah.
the governor. So congratulations. You've accomplished a lot, and it would certainly take a long time to go through all of your different accomplishments. So we want to commend you on the service that you provided to the city of Indianapolis and the state of Indiana. So Summer Celebration is coming up. Talk to us.
Yes, so we're very, very excited this year. We have a lot of new additions, and we will kick it off on the 7th, and we always, 7th of July, and we always go into the event with praise and worship. And so we will kick it off with the ecumenical service on the 7th at Light of the World Christian Church with Pastor Dr. Hampton as the host pastor, and we'll also have Pastor Jeffrey Johnson who will speak. And so looking forward to that service for the kickoff. And then we will go into that weekend, which on the 9th is our Black Film Festival. And very excited about the Black Film Festival. It's free to the public. It's always free. Really, there's some great movies, international movies. I believe they have a short from John Legend that was produced, and some movies from MTV. That focuses on issues in our community. So mental health, which is a huge issue in our community, there's some shorts that focus on that, and then they'll have some discussion, as well as on mass incarceration and some of the other issues that we deal with as a community. So really wanting that to have some substance behind it so that it gives the community an opportunity to have a conversation and some dialogue around those issues. After the film festival that weekend, we'll go into the business conference, which is what we do every year with the Mayor's Breakfast kickoff. And it'll be the first time that we will have Mayor Joe Hogsett as the keynote speaker for that event. And then a lot of workshops. So once again, that's free to the community, particularly for small and minority businesses, but also for executives that really are looking for professional development training on how, just tips on how to succeed in the workforce. some of that, and really the point behind that, and again, I heard you, Dr. Moore, talk about how it started in the beginning, and really the whole focus at that time was on supplier diversity and how, we can match up with major companies. And that focus is still there today from a supplier development standpoint, but we'll have a lot of workshops on state procurement opportunities with some of the universities, state agencies, and the city. Then we'll go into that. That's a couple of days, and part of that is also the governor's award reception, the media reception, and a lot of other events that take part as part of that. And then we'll go into that Thursday, which is the 14th of July, with our Employment Opportunity Fair. Very excited about that. It's one of the largest.
Can I interject on that? What is the success rate as it relates to employment opportunity? You have a pretty good success rate with that?
When you say success rate, I'm assuming you're referring to from getting jobs, which is the whole
companies
point.
coming in and then hiring.
Very successful rate. What we try to do too is we try to provide testimonials with those folks who actually go and they're hired on the spot.
Okay.
But the employers love it. We sell out every year with employer booth space. We have about 90 employers, and we want job seekers to come with their stuff together. We want them to dress for success and really get jobs. I mean, we hear a lot in our city that there's all these jobs out there, but we just need to fill them. So it's really an opportunity for, us to come alongside those employers and help get our community employed.
That's great. That's great.
So that will take place on the 14th on that Thursday. Also on that Thursday is one of my favorite events. This is the 9th annual, since I've been here, education conference. And as both of you know, it's huge. That's a huge issue in our community. We really did a lot of work as we were, and I know Dr. Michael Twyman can speak to the Opportunity, which is an initiative that we're running outside of Indiana Black Expo as it relates to African American males. Right now, we're, I think, the second worst state in the country as it relates to suspensions and expulsions as it relates to African American males. So we will continue to focus. We partner with a lot of the school districts across the state of Indiana and really hone in on the suspensions and expulsions issue and what we can do to get that down. Also with the arrest, because we don't want that pipeline to continue with respect to the justice system as it relates to our youth. We also, during that education conference, we talk a lot about academic interventions, public positive behavioral support systems, and just pretty much cultural competency and the culture of, high expectations for our kids. And so we try to bring the best out. We'll have Dr. Noguera, who is, an excellent professor at UCLA that will be there, and then Robert Jackson, our very own, that will keynote the conference as well. So looking forward to that. We're just sharing some best practices with our educators there. We expect over 400 people across the state to attend that. So that is Thursday. Thursday.
Wow, that's a lot going on.
I know. And Thursday also is the opening of our health fair for our senior citizens. Right. And so, we're very excited for Indianapolis to host one of the largest Black and minority health fairs in the world. Again, this year we will have about $1,500 worth of free screenings, and it will be open for all 3 days in the exhibition hall with everything that's going on in the exhibition hall.
That's great.
So are you seeing the participation from the community? Is it where you want it to be as far as people coming and making sure they bring their families out?
We really need more. It's interesting because a lot of folks, they look at this fundraiser as just an event, and really it's a means to an end, and it's really our opportunity to raise dollars in order to funnel them back into the community on some of the critical issues to address that. And for us to be able to formulate more collaborations with people who are on the ground doing a lot of work, with which is what you're doing with the Summer Jobs Program and some other initiatives out there. And so we need more support from the community. We really, it belongs to the community. We have, over 300 vendors inside the exhibition hall that weekend, and we really need to patronize those vendors. It's our opportunity to give to our community, particularly small minority businesses. So we're always looking for more of the community to come out and support it.
So you're right here on Real People, Real Voices. And Tanya Bell is with us today. She's president of the Indiana Black Expo. And you're going to hear more from her in just a few moments. You know, Dr. Moore, I'm excited about this year's summer celebration is coming up. Every year that I go is just something exciting.
She's got a great lineup, especially I like the education piece. We need to really zero in on our education. And if that Black Expo is doing that, we ought to, in the community, do what we can to make that happen.
All right, we need your help. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices, and we have the real people with the voices.
Yes, Miss Tanya Hill.
Yeah, right here.
Summer celebration.
Right here in Studio 40.
Yes.
That's what we call it.
Yeah.
Tanya, you're doing a great job, and we commend you, and certainly always in prayer for you and the organization. And Indiana Black Expo has been around for a long time, and certainly it's a staple in our community, not just the Black community, but in our community. So the strength of the organization, financially, of course, you guys do a lot of fundraising. Talk to us about how those who are in our viewing audience can help become members of charters. I found out this year that you can actually be charter members of different expos across the state.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can get involved with the organization. There's several ways. By being a member of one of our chapters, we have 12 chapters across the state of Indiana that are their own separate nonprofit 501c3s. By being a volunteer, you know, with what we're talking about today, summer celebration, which is massive. You know, we're known across the world, and the backbone of the work, it's volunteers. It's volunteer driven. I mean, we probably have a staff of about 15 people. So that resource is huge for us from a volunteerism standpoint. So those are two ways. And then the other ways to just support us is just patronizing the events. Any ticket sale, the proceeds of that goes back into the organization and then funnels back into the community. So that's the good thing about, you know, why we're here. We're not here, you know, we're known for all these entertainment events across the country, but there is a purpose to it, and that's why I love my job from that perspective. And just, you know, as I talk about entertainment, you know, coming up on that Friday, which is July 15th, is our corporate luncheon, which is a staple event. It's the Pacer Sports and Entertainment Corporate Luncheon presented by Indiana University. And this year, I believe we have a pretty good lineup with Lorenz Tate, who will receive our Screen Image Award, Dionne Warwick, who is one of my sorors, so I'm looking forward to presenting her with the Living Legend Award, and Jim Brown, of course, the Lifetime Achievement Award, and then our very own Indianapolis Colts coach, Chuck Picano, the Spirit Award, and then the Reverend Charles Williams Award. One of the great things at that event, too, is that we will have Pastor Jackson bless us with the invocation, and so which will kick off to the luncheon that day, and doors open at 10:30, and the luncheon begins at 11. So looking forward to the luncheon on that Friday.
Yeah, so I get to pray over the food.
Well, you're capable. You're very capable. Very capable. Question though, Ms. Hill. What is the state of summer celebration? What do you plan for the future? What are your future projections for Black Expo,
You know,
or summer celebration?
That's a good question, because the state of summer celebration is, you know, we have to look at the state of Indiana Black Expo. And I think, you know, right now with, you know, Expo and the role that it plays in the community, the move where the organization is going is having more focus on those community issues with stronger collaborations and really working with a lot of stakeholders, faith-based community with respect to what they're doing on the ground. So I'm very excited because this year we had a very good year last year, and this year we have the opportunity to support financially some of those organizations. Pastor Jackson's Summer Youth Jobs Program is one of them, but a variety of them. And so you hear a lot about summer celebration, but we have to balance that focus with respect to the issues in the community and then our role there as well.
Which is almost something new. when, as it relates to coming out, meeting grassroots situations, seeing what you can do to help grassroots situation. It sounds like you're trying to be inclusive now, bringing the church back into, for so many years, the church has been excluded from Black Expo. So it seems like you're trying to bring the faith-based connection back to summer celebration, which is great because that's where it started. And that's good to know that you're heading in that direction.
Yeah, absolutely. And so really just responding to whatever the community needs are. And so right now we have, some issues. We have the issues with violence but we know that there are several factors that play into that from a resources standpoint, economically and educationally. And so we will continue to collaborate and really work with stakeholders to address those issues in the community. So I want the organization to be known for that just as much as it's known for the major fundraisers, which is Summer Celebration and Circle City Classic.
Right.
And you all, of course, were facilitating the Your Life Matters piece, which is now Opportunity. How's that going? Where is it as far as being able to move the needle on some of the issues that we've talked about over the past several years with regard to our community?
The focus really for the last 6 months has really been on 46218 and the place-based initiative that we have with the Indianapolis Housing Agency and the partners around that. So what we're doing is we've created what we call an opportunity zone, which we've modeled it off of a place-based initiative in Minneapolis. And really, it's I don't want to say it's simple, but the concept which is just wrapping supports around the residents in those communities with the whole point of the youth that live there to either go to college, graduate and go to college, or graduate with a very good job. So we have a lot of partners on board, Employee Indy. IPS is a big partner on board with that, as well as some other core partners that are there to help that happen. So that's really been our focus.
Another thing that I believe Summer Celebration has done for many a year is to make resources available for young people who are going to college. How's your scholarship? What's the state of the scholarship program?
Scholarship program has not been, it's been better than ever. The organization, and I would say under the leadership, when John Thompson was the chairman of our board, really just committed that this is something that we were really truly going to focus on with respect to giving out scholarships for access to post-secondary education. So, the average scholarship awards that we give, and that really is the product of Circle City Classic, is about $100,000 a year. Again, that has been a focus, but what we realize, particularly with the Opportune Indy initiative, is that we have to put our money where our mouth is, and so we have to invest just as much in the disconnected youth than we are investing in the youth that are going to college. So what are we doing to just make sure that that happens with everyone and that they have that opportunity? And so again, you'll see a lot more initiatives from us with those collaborations focusing on disconnected youth and families.
That's great to bring balance, Jackson. I think the balance is there. I hear balance compared to Summer Celebration and what most people know it as. Now we see the community piece coming in. And it sounds like it's going to be a strong input in the community, especially those disconnected young people who can't get to college, want to go to college. And you're going to provide ways for them through information, resources, for them how to get there. That's great. That's phenomenal.
And we'll run that down in just a few moments. Tanya, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, welcome back to Real People, Real Voices. Dr. Moore, we got to run it down.
Yes, we got to run it down. I think we had a great show with the Summer Celebration. I think to hear some things that she's talking about have been unheard of for this particular group in Summer Celebration. To start working within the community and to have a great effect is going to be tremendous for the city of Indianapolis.
Yeah, with a lot going on between the 7th and the 15th, kicking off with the ecumenical service. Of course, you have the business luncheon, all the different things that are going to be taking place. A lot of hopefully a lot of parents who have young children can get their children down there to enjoy all the activities that are going to be going on.
I would hope so. I think Summer Celebration has been a great event in our city for many of years. It's had its issues and its problems, but it's still surviving, and we want to thank God for that.
You know, I have said, and you know, I still believe that the Indiana Black Expo has so much potential to make a great impact and move the needle on so many different things that's going on in our community with regard to poverty, health issues,
Education.
Yeah, education, business,
Right.
and impacting all those areas to use a collective impact model to bring all those resources together to solve the problems that Indianapolis has.
And I think Black Expo, as we know it to be, more so than Summer Celebration, it has the platform to do that. Now, whether they do that or not remains to be seen. But to hear Ms. Bell talk today, we see that Black Expo, our Summer Celebration, is going to take a turn for the better as it relates to the community. And I think that's phenomenal. I really think that's phenomenal because the community needs Black Expo and Black Expo needs the community. And not only that, we need the resources to help those who are living below the poverty line and in other areas of our city that are having problems with education, et cetera, homicides. It's just so much going on in the city. And if Black Expo could be a catalyst to help change some of that and link and come to the table with law enforcement, with faith-based community, we could change some things in the city.
And they have, in fact, for the last couple of years, energized youth summer jobs programs with financial resources.
Right.
And a lot of people, when they think about Indiana Black Expo, they think of Summer Celebration, they think of the event in October, but there's so much more that the Black Expo does on a daily basis. I mean, they have a staff, as Tanya indicated, of 15 people, and they're just doing a lot of work in the community each day.
Right, and some of it you can see visibly. It exists. I think the summer job program is that you and I work with together. We've been doing it for, 4 years now. They have contributed. I think they plan to contribute this year. And those resources we put to work to help young people stay out of trouble, be mentored during the summer for the next 7 weeks. And I think any company or any organization ought to invest in that because it reduces the crime. And it also helps us to understand that we must be serious about helping young folk, not only young folk, but the entire community.
You know, one of the things, Dr. Moore, whenever there is a crime during Summer Celebration,
Right.
A lot of times people attach that to Black Expo or Summer Celebration, and there's a lot of police presence downtown. I have some friends in Chicago who said they had stopped coming because they were concerned about their personal safety.
Right. And I think our police department is doing everything and will do everything to make Summer Celebration a safe and productive week. But you have crime everywhere. And we're not in a situation like other cities. And I think that our people who are in law enforcement are doing the best that they can to make sure that Indianapolis is a safe city. But at the same token, citizens have to step up as well, as it relates to that as well, to be a part of that, to make that happen. You know, if you live in a community, you see something that's not going in the right direction, you ought to be able to speak out about it, get somebody on it to make sure that things can be able to change as it relates to crime in those particular areas. But going back to your original statement, I think that in most cases, we'll have a safe summer celebration. I think our police department is going to do its best to make it safe in the city of Indianapolis.
So we hope to see you there July 17th through the 15th. God bless you, and thanks for joining us today.